Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this Power and Chill flow. Maybe you're on day 3 of my little 14 days reset detox program. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you're curious, I'll link it down below. You might need 2 blocks for this class. We're going to start off strong, really fire up your entire body, and finish off a little bit more chill with some yummy stretches. When you're ready, just go ahead and meet me on the mat.
You should have seen the way that you bloom. I think I saw your face in the moon. I promise I'll be with you as soon as I find a way up.
Alright, so when you guys are ready, you can go ahead and grab your blocks, coming in a standing position. Placing your blocks towards the top of your mat, because that's probably where you're going to need them to begin with. Simply starting in Tadasana. Feet are together. Shoulders are down and away from your ears. Arms are just by your side. Trying to keep your spine straight and long. That belly button is up and in. I'll also invite you to close your eyes if you haven't already done so. Taking this time to connect with your body, connect with your breath. Releasing any tension that you might be holding on to. Simply focusing on being present. Three more breaths here wherever you are. Last breath. Next inhalation, inhale, both arms come up and overhead. Palms come together. On your next exhalation, only your thumbs come out. Sending a step up here, really pulling up, 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 reaching up, up, up with your arms. Belly button is up and in. Pulling that navel in. Engaging your core, reaching up with your arms, keeping that spine straight and long. Those shoulders are down and away from your ears. On your next inhalation, we're going to take a side bend towards the right. So inhale, reaching up, and exhale, dipping towards the right. Pushing your hips towards the side. Keep looking forward. Next inhalation, come back to straight. And standing, exhale. Again, making sure that your shoulders are down and away from your ears. That belly button is up and in. You're pulling your bum in so you're not arching your back too much. And next inhalation, reach up. And exhale, bending towards the side. Left side this time. Inhale, come back to standing. Exhale, palms come together to heart. And release your arms back by your side. Next inhalation, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, slowly dive it forward to a forward fold. Wherever you are here, even if you need to keep a bend in the knees, trying to hold on to opposite elbows, letting your body hang from side to side. Next inhalation, hands come down around your blocks, coming to your straight back. And on your next exhalation, try and take a full forward fold. So maybe grabbing onto the big toes or the back of the heels, or bringing again blocks by your side, as long as you're keeping that spine straight and long. Folding forward. So shifting that weight toward the tip of your toes. Inhale, come back to your straight back. Hands are maybe on your blocks or on the mat. And on your next exhalation, plant the hands down. Simply step it back, coming to your high plank. When you're here, making sure that your shoulders are stacked over your wrists, that you're not arched like this. You're trying to be as straight as possible. And on your next exhalation, shifting your weight forward. We're going to take some scapular push-ups. So on your exhale, simply lower down. Inhale, press up. Again, exhale, lower, pressing up. Follow your breath. So down and up, down and up, down, up, down, press up. Simple movement. So effective. 2 more. Last one. And hold your plank. Next exhalation, we're going to bring same knee to same elbow and opposite. And bring it back. Same opposite with the left. Back. So right leg, same, cross and back. Same, cross and back. Cross and back. 2 more. And cross. Last one. Last one here. Holding your plank. Exhale, shift the weight forward. Chaturanga. Upward facing. To downward facing. When you're here, take a moment. Maybe you need to paddle out in the legs. Whatever you need here to find stillness in the pose. Again, making sure you're taking enough space on the mat. Pressing the floor away. The belly button is up and in. Looking towards your belly button. Tailbone lifts up. Letting your heart melt towards your thighs. On your next inhalation, you're going to take a big inhale, draw your chin to your chest, roll forward to your high plank. On your next exhale, exhale. Drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze, let your hips glide you back to that downward facing dog. When you make it back, again, inhale. Roll forward to your high plank, bend shoulders over wrists, exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze, hips glide you back. Again, when you make it back, inhale, chin rolls into the chest, roll forward to your high plank, bend shoulders over wrists, exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze, hips glide you back. When you make it back, right leg comes up, three-legged dog. When you're here, take a moment, reconnect with your breath. Next inhalation, left heel lifts off the mat. Shift your weight forward, bringing that left thigh to your chest, coming into your high plank. When you're here on your next exhale, we're going to alternate thighs to chest with some mountain climbers. So when you're ready, inhale and switch. Follow your breath. So just alternating, trying to keep your shoulders over your wrists, not lifting up with your hips. Couple more here. 2 more. Last one. And hold. When you're here, lower down on the forearms for a forearm plank. Take a moment. On your next exhalation, scapular push-ups. So lower down, lift up, down, and up, down, up, down, up. Same thing as in high plank. Follow your breath. 2 more. Last one. Next inhalation, walking the feet in for your dolphin. When you're here, take a moment pressing down to the forearms, letting your heart melt towards your thighs, looking towards your thighs. Simply holding the pose here. Next inhalation, we're going to take those scapular push-ups again. So exhale, lower and push up. So lower, push up, lower, up. Following your breath. So up and down, up and down. 2 more. Last one. Simply hold it here. Next inhalation, gonna press up, lifting your forearms up to your downward facing dog. Placing your hands as wide as your shoulder blades if your hands were together. We're gonna press from down dog to dolphin. So simple like this. So again, lower down and press up. Down and up. Down and up. Bring your forearms down, wrap them around and in. Maybe you look forward. Whatever you prefer here. Down and up. Down, up, down, up. Exhale, down and press up. Down and up. Couple more. Up. These are great to build strength. Couple more. Down and up. 3 more. 2. Last one. Lower down to dolphin. Take a breath here. Again, keeping your hands separated. On your next inhalation, that right leg is going to lift up for this modified dolphin. Exhale, press into your hands. Try and lift yourself up to a 3-legged dog. Take a full breath. On your next inhalation, maybe you need to bring your hands a little wider. That left heel is gonna come up, curling that right thigh in. Maybe you need to readjust yourself. And on your exhale, bring your right foot down by your side, setting yourself up here for a lizard pose. So when you're here, you want to bring your, you want to make sure that your wrists are perfectly aligned with your heel, and that your foot is aligned with that side of your mat. Your heart is lifted. Exhale. Back knee comes down. Again, letting those hips sink down. Maybe you stay here or lower down on the forearms. Again, a middle point would be to place your blocks here and placing your forearms onto your blocks if the floor is still a bit too far. So when you're coming in the forearms, now you want to ensure that your elbows are now aligned with your heel. And on your exhale, maybe you want to attempt in simply letting that right thigh fall out. Keeping your heart and chest lifted, facing forward. Hips are squared. Simply focusing on your breath here. On your next inhalation, planting that foot back down, coming back up onto your hands. Tuck the back toes, press up, curl that right thigh back into your chest. When you're here on your next exhale, right foot comes down in between your hands. Lift up for a high lunge. When you're here, take a moment. reconnecting with your breath. Next inhalation, cactus, the arms sway forward for standing balance. Keep that left thigh bent, that left leg bent. Exhale, left heel comes on top of the right knee. It's coming down, sitting into your chair for that 4-angle pose. Heart is lifted, focusing on your breath. Inhale, bring that thigh back in. Foot comes down right away, sitting down into your chair. Exhale, see if you can sit a bit lower. Taking your breaths here. Exhale, go all the way down to your boat pose. When you're here, maybe your legs are bent or straight. Wherever you are, heart is lifted. Focusing on your breath. On your next exhalation, come all the way down to your back, keeping your legs straight. We're going to take some leg lifts modification. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale. Maybe you want to keep your hands pressing down by your side. Maybe you want to lift those shoulder blades off the mat. You're going to exhale, lower both legs down. Maybe you need to move the blocks. Inhale, lift up. And now we're going to do the same thing, but one. So right, down, left, and both. Bring your hands up when you do right, left, both. So right, left, hand can come down, both. Right, left, both. Couple more here, right, left, and both. Right, left, and both. Two more, right, left, and both. Last one, right, left, and both. Now simply holding here, we're going to crunch up and lower. So crunch and lower, crunch and lower, crunch. So these little pulses here. Focus on your breath. Trying to exhale with every crunch. Follow your breath. So crunch up. Engaging your core, keeping those legs as straight as you can. 10 more here. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rock yourself back to your little kind of boat pose, but this time legs are bent and cross the feet. You're going to take Russian twist, so slowly dip from side to side, trying to not have your heart too lifted, so a little bit closer to the ground, keeping maybe more of a hollow body shape. So tapping from side to side, trying not to move your body too much. Following your breath here. Just a couple more. So 3 more. 2. Last one. Bring it back to that boat hold. So if your legs are straight or bent. Exhale, feet come down. Lift up for your chair. Take a full breath here. See if you can sit a bit lower. Inhale, rise up. Palms come together to heart on your exhale. Again, inhale, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, diving it forward, fully into your forward fold. Wherever you are, maybe you need your blocks, shifting that weight towards the tip of your toes. Inhale, pressing the hands down on your block, coming back to your straight back. Exhale, you're going to plant the hands down, maybe step or hop, Chaturanga, to upward facing, to downward facing dog. When you're here, take a moment, reconnecting with your breath. Before we repeat this on the other side. Next inhalation, pressing down into the hands, roll forward, starting with our spinal waves. And exhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze. Hips guide you back to your downward facing dog. When you make it back, again, inhale, roll forward to your high plank, and exhale. Dropping the belly, hips glide you back. Last one here, inhale. Roll forward, trying to move as slow as possible. Exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting your gaze. Head is the last thing to come down. When you make it back, that left leg lifts up. Three-legged dog. Taking that moment, ensuring those hips are squared. Inhale. Right heel lifts off the mat. Bring that left thigh to your chest. Take a moment here. You're going to do some mountain climbers. So switching legs inside, following your breath, trying to keep those shoulders over your wrists. Just a couple more here. Next inhalation, hold your plank, lowering down your forearms. Take a moment here. Again, those scapular push-ups. So lower down, up, down and up. Following your breath. Couple more. Two more. Last one. Now walk up to Dolphin. Pressing down your forearms, looking back at your thighs. On your next exhalation, I'm going to take those scapular push-ups. So maybe you want to look in between your hands, whatever feels most comfortable. Exhale, lower, press up, lower, press up, lower and press, lower and press, following your breath. Couple more. Two more. Last one and hold. Next inhalation, press up to your down dog. Again, walking your hands a little bit wider. Your hands right together. We're gonna slowly press back down to your dolphin. And up. Exhale down. And up. Follow your breath. Wrap your forearms around and in. So lower down. Maybe you want to look forward. Whatever you prefer here. So lowering down. And up, couple more, and up, down, and up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Three more. Two, and your last one, and lower down. Now again, slowly lifting that left leg now. Belly button up and in. Next exhalation, pressing the hands down for that three-legged dog. Inhale, right heel lifts off the mat. Curl that thigh out and set yourself up for your lizard. Again, here, gonna try and make sure that your wrists are aligned with your heel. Letting your hips sink down, lower that back knee now down on the mat. Taking this moment here to reconnect with your breath, keeping that heart lifted. Next exhalation, maybe you stay here and lower down onto the forearms. If you're lowering down on the forearms, you're making sure that your elbows are aligned with your heel. You're keeping that heart lifted. Next exhalation, maybe you let that thigh open a bit more out towards the outside. Keeping your heart facing center and lifted. Focusing on your breath, letting those hips sink down. Next inhalation, press that foot down so they come back up onto your hands. Next inhalation, tuck the back toes, lift up, curling that thigh in. Exhale, foot comes down between your hands. Inhale, come up for the high lunge. Take a moment. Inhale, cactus arm for standing. Keeping that thigh bent. Exhale, right ankle comes on top of left knee, sitting down into your chair for 4 angle. Inhale, rise up, and foot comes down, sit right away for a chair. Exhale, see if you can sit a bit lower. Exhale, all the way down, coming to your boat pose. Whatever variation again that you chose before. Heart is lifted. Come your back all the way down. Take a moment here, reconnecting with your breath. Before we go ahead and do those same little leg lifts combo, so lifting up, lower down, rise up. Now arms come up, right, left. Together, up, right, left. Together, up, right, and left. Together, and up. 1, 1. Try and follow your breath. Focus on your core. Try and maybe keep those shoulder blades lifted off the mat. Just a couple more here. So right and left and down and right and left and down, right, left, down. This is the last one. Right, left, and down. Now come up and simply pulse. Focus on your breath. Crunch up with every exhalation. Couple more here. Focus on your breath. 5 more. So 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold and rock forward to your Russian twist. So tap each side. Try and keep your back a bit lower. So don't sit up too straight. Not moving your body too much. Focus on that core. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, Last one. And boat hold. Feet come down, coming back to your chair. Take a moment here. See if you can sit a bit lower. Inhale, rise up, arms come up, palms come together to heart. On your exhale. Again, inhale, arms come up, reach up. Exhale, diving forward for your forward fold. Maybe your hands come on your blocks from behind your ankle. Shifting that way forward. Again, inhale, straight back. And again, maybe you hop like I did before, or step to your high plank. Shift the weight forward. Maybe you chaturanga without the knees bent, or maybe you bring the knees on the mat for your chaturanga. Upward facing to downward facing. Always some modifications. When you're here, take a moment. Focus on your breath. On your next inhalation, take a big inhale, draw that chin to your chest. Roll forward to your high plank. When you're here, you're going to do some opposite shoulder taps. So right hand comes onto the left, and tapping opposite shoulders. Trying to not move your body too much. Follow your breath. Keep that focus. Whole body is engaged here. Pressing away. Couple more. Three more. Last one. Hold. Now come to your right side. Setting yourself up here for side plank. When you're here, holding it, maybe your arm is up or on your hip, whatever you prefer. Focus on your breath, gazing wherever that makes you feel more comfortable, keeping those hips lifted. Exhale, high plank, and switch side. So onto the left for that side plank. Again, trying to keep shoulders over wrists. Core is engaged. Maybe your arm is just on your hip. Inhale, high plank. And exhale, hips slide back to your down dog. When you're here, take a moment, connecting with your breath. On your next inhalation, take a big inhale, draw that chin to your chest, roll forward to your high plank, taking some spinal waves. Exhale, drop the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. Hips slide you back to that downward facing dog. When you make it back again, inhale, roll forward, and exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. Hips slide you back. Last one here, inhale, roll forward to your high plank. When shoulders over, exhale. Drop the belly, lift that tail, lift the gaze. When you make it back, that right leg comes up, three-legged dog. Inhale, bend into that right leg, open your hip out, taking this three-legged dog, open hip. Inhale, left heel lifts off the mat, curl that thigh out and in. Bring your foot down, lower that back knee down. Maybe you're grabbing onto your blocks here, setting yourself up for that low lunge. When you're here, keeping that knee stacked over your ankle. Hips are squared, facing the front of the mat. Kind of imagining that your thighs are like scissors, so pressing against each other. If you have your blocks, they're by your side, so you're not here. You're staying straight, Spine is straight and long. Simply holding the pose here. Focusing on your breath. Next inhalation, press the hands down on your block, shifting your hips back. Straighten that front leg for a counter stretch with your half split. Those hips are still squared. And inhale straight back. Exhale, try and melt forward wherever you are. Keeping that spine straight and long. Keeping that belly button up and in. Front foot is flexed. Next inhalation, press the hands down, shift your hip back to that low lunge. Next inhalation, arms come up to the back toe, lift up for your high lunge. Next inhalation, cactus the arms, straighten that front leg, and let your heart melt forward for that modified pyramid here. Hands come down, or again, on your block by your side, coming up for your straight back. Keeping those hips squared, and on your exhalation, trying to melt that heart forward, keeping that chest, maybe melting it onto your thigh. Focusing on your breath again. Next inhalation, slowly press into the hands, come back to your straight back. Now bring your hands down on the block, even if you need to keep it bent into that front leg. And on your next inhalation, curl that right thigh in, bend both legs, coming down into a tabletop position. Here, ensuring that both knees are in one line. On your exhalation, slowly sliding that right leg out, keeping those knees again, one line, setting yourself up here for your frog pose. So focusing on that pelvic tilt, so popping your booty out, not arching. So popping your booty out, letting those hips sink down. Feet are gonna come out a little bit, but those knees, really keeping them in one line. It's always easier to start with the heart all the way down, then moving on, slowly lifting up maybe onto your forearms, focusing on your breath here, as always. Next inhalation, pressing down into your hands, slowly coming back to that tabletop position. When you're here, making sure shoulders are over wrists and hips are stacked over knees. On your next exhalation, trying to make sure also that your back toes are touching the back edge of your mat. Exhale, melting the heart forward. Sport puppy pose. So starting by melting your forehead maybe down on the mat, keeping those hips stacked over your knees. Maybe bringing your chest and throat wherever you are here. Focusing on your breath. Next inhalation, hands come by your side. Exhale. Slowly come back to that seated on heels position. Take a full breath here. And next inhalation, gonna plant the hands down, slowly making your way back to that downward facing dog. We're gonna repeat something similar on the other side. So slowly, starting with your spinal waves. So take a big inhale, draw your chin to your chest, roll forward to your high plank. One shoulder's over wrist, exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. Hips slide you back. Again, inhale to roll forward. And exhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the tail. Last one here. Inhale to roll forward. And exhale. Dropping the belly, Lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. When you make it back, letting that left leg come up, three-legged dog. When you're here, take a moment, making sure your hips are squared. Next inhalation, bending into that left leg, opening your left thigh out, maybe looking up and over that left armpit. Inhale, right heel come up, curl that thigh out, in. When you're here, take a moment, foot comes in between your hands, lower that back knee down on the mat. Slowly setting yourself up here for that low lunge. When you're here again, maybe you need your blocks by your side, right underneath your shoulders. Not here, staying here, focusing on your breath, simply holding the pose, keeping that knee stacked over your ankle, thinking that your thighs are like scissors, or pressing against each other. Next inhalation, pressing the hands down on your blocks, shift the hips back, straighten that front leg, straighten your heart, straighten your spine, front foot is flexed, and on your exhale, trying to melt the half split, keeping that heart, that back as straight as you can, so no rounding in the upper back. If you need to keep your hands on some blocks, please feel free to do so. Hips are squared. Letting go of any expectations that you have for yourself. Next inhalation, slowly coming back, shifting your hips forward, coming back to that low lunge. Arms come up and overhead. Tuck the back toes, lift up for your high lunge. Next inhalation, cactus, the arms straighten the front leg, straighten your arms by your side, slowly diving forward to this modified pyramids. Hand come down on your blocks. Inhale straight back. Exhale again, trying to melt the heart to maybe your thigh. Focus on your breath, maybe those hands again on your blocks, whatever height that you need to ensure that you keep proper alignment. Next inhalation, pressing down on your block, coming back to your straight back. Then on your next exhale, pressing the hands down, so even if you need to bend in the front leg and remove your blocks, slowly try and compress that left leg in to lower down to a tabletop position. So same thing as we did before, we're still going to take our frog pose. So if you can, slide towards the left side, sliding towards the left this time. But since I don't have enough room, I will slide again with my right leg out, setting yourself up here for that frog pose. So keeping those knees in one line, that pelvic tilt, so popping your booty out, trying to bring your pelvis and hips to the floor, focusing on your breath, really letting go of any expectations that you have for yourself. A few more breaths here. Next inhalation, pressing down into the hands, slowly come back to that little tabletop position. And on your exhale, repeating, same thing as we did before. So making sure your back toes are touching the back edge of your mat. Exhale, dropping your belly, walking your hands forward, setting yourself up again for that puppy pose. So starting by bringing your forehead down. Then maybe bringing that chest and throat down. Keeping your hips stacked over your knees. Belly button is up and in. Exhale, bringing those hands by your side. Slowly sitting back down to your heels. Take a moment here, focusing on your breath. Next inhalation, hands come down, lifting back up to that downward facing dog. When you're here, take a moment to settle into the shape. On your next inhalation, both heels lift off the mat. Look in between your hands. Maybe step or bend the knees. Look forward and hop forward to your straight back. And on your exhalation, sitting down to a seated position. When you're here, bringing your leg as wide as you can, as wide as your flexibility allows you to today. Simply setting yourself up for a seated wide leg forward fold. So starting with those little rocks, so pelvic tilt, so rocking your hips forward and back, forward and back. And on your next exhalation, maybe you start walking the hands forward, maybe bringing the forearms down, keeping that heart lifted, maybe bringing your chest down on the ground or on some pillows, focusing on your breath. Three more breaths here wherever you are. Next inhalation, slowly lift yourself back up, coming back to that seated position. When you're here, bringing your legs and thighs together, maybe give yourself a little shake from side to side. On your next exhalation, slowly coming back all the way back onto your back, bringing both thighs to your chest. Again, maybe taking a few rocks here from side to side. On your next inhalation, simply bring your arms by your side, starting to extend the legs on top here of your hips, maybe flexing the feet. Next inhalation, stacking that right leg on top of the left. And exhale, bending into the right, bringing that right ankle on top of the left knee, bending onto the left leg, clasping your arms around and under that left thigh. And on your exhale, taking the quad stretch, so trying to bring that left thigh as close to your chest as you can. Maybe taking again here some movement from side to side, seeing if that helps you a little bit more ease into the stretch. Or if you feel a bit more sensation, maybe you want to take a few rotations with that left ankle. Keeping that spine, that back glued to your mat here. On your next inhalation, slowly release your hands. I'm going to move my block here because it's going to be a little bit in the way. And here, extending that left leg down and forward on the mat. And we're going to take your right hand, please straightening your right hand is straight, right arm is straight by your side, palm is facing down. And on your exhalation, you're going to take a side twist, so keeping a bend in that right leg. You're going to try and bring your knee down towards the left, looking towards the right. Doesn't matter if the knee touches the mat or not, as long as those shoulder blades stay on the floor. And an option here, maybe you want to stay here, bend out left leg, grabbing it with your right hand. Taking this little fun variation. Next inhalation, slowly straighten that bottom leg, bring your right arm by your side and slowly making your way back to center. Both thighs come into your chest. Arm clasped around, and again, maybe taking a few rocks from side to side. Gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. So inhale, releasing your arms, come by your side, slowly straightening both legs up, flexing both feet. Inhale, stacking that left leg on top of the right one. On your exhale, bending into the left leg, making sure that you're stacking that left ankle on top of the right knee. Exhale, bending into that right leg, clasping your arms around and under that right thigh. On your exhale, going to take a quad stretch. So exhale, slowly try and bring that thigh as close to your chest as you can. Again, maybe you want to take movements from side to side here. Maybe that emphasizes the stretch for you. Whatever you need. If you need some rotation of that right ankle. Always ensuring that you're keeping that spine, that back glued to the mat. On your next inhalation, slowly straighten that right leg down onto the floor. That left arm comes down, palm facing down, and taking the side twist again. So letting your left knee fall towards the right, this time looking towards the left side. On your next inhalation, maybe you bend that bottom leg, grabbing your foot with that left hand, taking this fun little variation here. Focusing on your breath wherever you are. Next inhalation, releasing that bottom leg and slowly coming back to center. Inhale, clasping again both arms around both thighs that come to your chest. Maybe taking movements again from side to side. And on your next exhalation, simply straightening both legs out in front of you. Arms come by your side. When you're here, maybe like me, you want to readjust yourself a little bit. As always, we're going to finish this practice by taking a few breaths in Shavasana to really integrate everything that we just worked on. I truly hope that you enjoy this really fiery but fun class and that you have a wonderful day. Namaste.